Welcome to Quantum Voice. In the next set of few videos, we are going to talk about AI and education and AI and learning. We are going to look at how the formal education system evolved, what is current state of technology in education, especially edtech and gamification and the role AI is playing in edtech. And then we'll also talk about the future of AI and learning of AI at the same time. So the first video is on formal education in AI. This is Yogesh. She's Pratyusha. So Pratyusha, where should we start?
The formal education that was there probably, I don't know, maybe 1,000 years ago. How did we get here?
So
Things change so much. So.
yeah, like 1,000 years or before, education was not for masses. Okay, for masses it was mostly skill-based education. Yeah, but then for nobles, people from king's family, noble family, privileged people had Gurukul based learning systems. So where there were proper gurus, teachers who used to guide them throughout life, give them life tactics and everything.
Like honed like personality.
Hone the entire personality. But for masses, it was more like skill-based education. So if you want to say learn iron smith, be an iron smith. So you go and work on iron with a master who is perfect at those skills. He will take you under as an apprentice. So like basically apprenticeship. So you go become an apprentice, learn with the masters while working on the job, hone your skills, and then go out and start your own work. Right. So that was how the education system was. But then slowly, we, especially around industrial movement, right, industrial revolution, we felt the need of having mass amount of workers at the same time. Right. We needed workers for factories. We needed clerks. We needed a lot of people for basic menial jobs, and that's where education system revolutionized itself. So we started opening up mass schools, mass universities, where like hundreds and thousands of students used to go and get trained.
Very narrowed, like
Very narrowed, yeah. So that's how the formal education system started evolving, right? And now I think 400 years later, we're still going through the same education system which was developed during industrial revolution. Though it helped somewhere, but right now with the advent of technology, right, with the evolution of technology at such a fast pace since past 100 years, right now we all have different interests, we all have different understanding, and thus the same formal education which was developed to apply for the masses, developed for the masses, is not valid anymore. We all need our own set of learnings. Everybody have their own pace of learning right now. So, and that's where AI is helping more, right? So AI has started helping students with personalized learning, for example. So I think now with the evolution of AI, a lot of things are changing. But what do you think? Where is AI helping the most here?
I think, like you said, how things have evolved in education, and with the coming of technology, the requirements again changed within every field.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same as knowing certain set of text knowledge or certain set of applications. With technology changing, things are becoming easier, but then things are becoming more difficult and everything. I think AI is kind of making the process definitely faster, and also more there's more reach when it comes to access, but I think this is a very tricky place in the sense that if we are using AI, then there is a lot of bias in the way AI is being used, and I think the crafting of knowledge that AI is kind of conveying has to be kind of regularized properly with like experts in place and
True.
requirements get. There's too much out there. Everybody is getting confused as well,
Yeah.
because
But-
you learn something and then like tomorrow it might be out of date.
True.
Right? Yeah.
So, let's start with a very narrowed down version of this.
Mhm.
What role exactly AI is playing in formal education right now?
Right now, the at an application level, AI is, it's very not very game changing kind of a thing, but it's basically helping in very administrative
Guru.
set of applications for the teachers.
Yeah.
And there are of course some apps where which are gamified, or if a particular subject has a very deterministic approach of learning. So for example, mathematics, if I'm trying to say teach you a theorem, or like say a geometry problem where I'm supposed to find the length of a particular leg or whatever, so it has maybe multiple approaches, but set of approaches. So these things can be put in an algorithm.
Yeah.
So because it is so deterministic. So all of this kind of learning, which is very step by step, deductive based kind of thing, can always be put in an algorithm and given to students so they can play around and learn. So in that sense, it's just making things easier and more approachable. That's where I see AI is nowadays.
So I think more so, AI has changed the dynamics in schools and colleges. First thing, they are kind of assistant to teachers right now. So earlier, teachers used to handle every single thing. It was just not the core job of teaching which was applicable to teachers, but there were a lot of administrative roles teachers used to play,
Yes.
from attendance to creating papers, grading papers, grading regular
Safely back to
tests.
school.
Yeah, so there were a lot of activities which teachers used to do apart from their core jobs, right? But then AI is changing this a lot. So from end to end, so you can come in, attendance can be taken care by technology. Creation of tests though can be taken care, but then grading of those tests can be taken care by technology, right? So a lot of administrative efforts has been reduced when it comes to helping teachers, and apart from that, there are quite a few things when it comes to personalization of a syllabus as per the students. Now every student, as I was telling in the intro, a lot of students need a different speed when it comes to
Yes.
understanding a subject matter, right? So now in a classroom of say 50 students or 70 students, 80 students, which is more prevalent in countries like India, right? When I was in school, 70-75 was a normal number of normal strength of a classroom.
Yeah.
So when a teacher is even taking care of say 30-50 students at a time, it's difficult for teacher to understand what speed is best for which student, right? So now with the help of AI, which can gauge which student, what student is learning comfortably, what the student is not learning comfortably, what is his speed, what needs to be done, right, to help him more. So all of this is taken care by AI processes, right? So that is the best thing which is happening to education right now. And also when it comes to long-term training, knowing what you learned when and what to be applicable, and at the same time, as you were talking about mathematics, a lot of concepts cannot be explained just by words, which
Yes.
so if I remember, when I was in school, only thing which made my friends hate maths was because they were very less imaginative. On the other hand, I was a little more imaginative when it came to equations and their applications. So I learned maths a little bit faster than my counterparts, right? And then I realized if they can learn with the help of examples, right? What can be applicable where?
Yes.
It will be very good for them to grasp.
Get to the imaginative place.
Yes. So now there are so many tools out there, so many apps out there which are converting these regular maths, physics, chemistry equations into animations.
Right.
And they are used as tools for learning in classes. So that is where I think things are shaping up well.
Like more personalization, more adaptation to like one's
Yeah.
abilities, and they can like control probably the pace at which they learn, pause, and so I think I kind of said that it is not entirely like game changing, but I think it is still a significant change.
Yes.
Right, in the sense that as simple as like probably the teacher not have to worry about taking attendance, but just coming in, heading to the class and being able to see the already graded notes, being able to have that mental bandwidth to pay a little bit more attention to the students. I think it's not easy to quantify that change, but I think it's still a significant change.
Exactly.
Probably in the large scale, it's a small change, but still a significant change.
And I think only thing which AI hasn't been able to do till now in formal education system, and I think I can't see this happening in another 10-15 years, that is replacing teachers altogether.
That is a very sentimental. When you were talking about like the formal education, how nobles used to get like very personal attention.
Yes.
I think you and I can sort of agree, like in the schools we do have favorite teachers because of the way they teach, because of the way they make a subject interesting, because of and more often than not it is those instances that make us take career path in one particular direction. So these kind of like things, it's impossible to replace with technology. At least I feel that right now.
Yeah, but I think more so, the scary part over here is teacher replacing AI replacing the teachers altogether. Do you think that is possible?
Altogether, definitely not, and should not be also, because I think the ideal way of in today's day and age, a system working is the AI should only make the teacher's job easy, and students and teachers should like get very comfortable and like make the best of what AI can offer, stimulate both of their imagination, kind of like cement. I think AI should just be cemented with like teachers' knowledge, and should help like a faster and but also more stimulative learning for the students is what I feel it should be at the moment.
True. So, what do you think is happening? What is the current state of AI in education?
There's a lot of these apps that are coming for like language learning and music learning and mathematics, and there are like apps for students who have problem paying attention, so that the gamification aspect of it, or like the sense of achievement whenever they get these virtual points. So that sort of thing is very prevalent. That is the case with like most like school education and college education. That's where I see things are. Like, you have other thoughts around it?
No, I think that's it. But we should pick up gamification and the future of AI in a separate video. Yeah. So this is it from us in the first part of AI and education. We'll come up with next videos on AI. On gamification and on future of AI in education. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you in the next video.